Justin, for Friday, November 11th, 2022, looking at SPX. I'm zoomed out, looking at all four of the corners here of the toss. So with the Marbosi-like candle that we had on the daily on Thursday, it makes sense we'd have a continuation and a move up. So on the 3 minute here, we can see that that just turned into a really big S curve. And so you want to look for a place to buy in this area of that S curving. Um, there's places that you could buy like at a similar low to the lows that it put in and do a blind buy right here. And that is a great way to get in bullish. But you don't have to be buying blind like this. You can actually play this a little differently. And so there's some consolidation here, and that breaks down. This also kind of looks, well, it's just zigzagging here and then breaks down. Um, this ends up turning into a inverted head and shoulders with another S curve right in here. But even with this going on, you've got a bear candle closing above the 10, another one here, another one here. We just keep on going up. We make a new high on the day, new high in quite a while, in about 2 months basically. And then you have a little bit of a dip into the 10. But where these bear candles are closing, you get bull candles that are pushing higher. And so then if you're looking over at the 4,000 strike call that expired the same day, there are some opportunities where this is just going really, really flat through here. And ultimately, the let's see, I think it was, this one was the first one. And then that got to move with that, the next bull candle there. And then we retested on this one. So that's right before noon where that happened. So if we look over here right before noon, we actually had a pullback here, not quite down to 1, which is what I would have preferred. But there's a really great opportunity to get into this, like 1.5 as the entry, a stop down at 0.5, and then just let that ride up into a previous pivot, like, maybe retesting the lows over here or the highs here. And that would have really been a great move. Ultimately, it did end up taking out the higher, coming right back up to the high of that same option. The other signal, the other thing I look for when we're doing this kind of a, I don't want to say reversal, but we're having this move on the call, to see that it's obviously going to move in the opposite direction on the put, but you can see, like this big candle came in, that was this same candle here, where it's like all of a sudden it lost a lot of value and then just went chopping sideways. And the only thing that the put could do is try to battle back above the 10. And this has happened even before the noon time. So here you have a bull candle closing below the 10 on the put, and it's just extra confirmation. I don't really like the word, but it's extra ammunition to say, yeah, we should stay down here. We've already battled and lost the 10. This is just our signal to say, okay, if this candle, if we take out that low, we should continue lower on the put, and we don't have that much further to go lower. You can look at a put that's closer. So if we go and look at, let's say the 39.75, and see what that one's doing. It's just gonna be a little harder to see. Let me zoom in here a little bit more in this time of the day. Okay, so here is before, well, I cut it off. There we go. So here's your battle back above the 10, got a little bit up there. And then at that same time, so just before noon, you've got a bull candle here, and you're already taking out. So that bear candle right here is already starting to take out the previous lows. The bull candle is like your last chance to bounce, then it gets taken out as well. And from here, you can see we go not straight down, but pretty close. We didn't go straight down to zero like some other options do, like this did right at the close. But as we're taking out the low on the value of the put, we're actually, this was where the put was actually, coming into some lows over here. We're obviously really far away from those levels on the, sorry, I'm pointing at the call, but I mean over here. The put is really low over here on the SPX. We're not quite taking out those here, but there's the potential that we can. And so pretty soon here, we're getting into the range that the put low was earlier. We're already below that, well below that, because so much time has gone by. A couple hours have gone by during the day, and so that's when it's just extra, like I said, extra confirmation, whatever, to say that okay, the bull move on the SPX and on the call should continue, but it give you lots of opportunities to still buy on pullbacks. One of the other ones I really liked is right here, buying at a 2 and a stop down at 1, because we already broken up to 3, came all the way back to 2. That's really where you had some of these highs. We're retesting that level, and it just was really round numbers, 2 by 1, buying at 2, stop at 1. And same thing, just look to double that, maybe up to 4. At 4, it pulled back almost to 2, would have been a great entry there. This is one of those options that you could have bought at 0.5, I'm sorry, at 1.5, at 2, at 2.5, at 3, at 3.5 didn't work. But every 0.5, you could have been buying. And it just shows that when we have that happen, it usually shows that there is that trend, that it's moving on up. And that's really what we saw here, is that trending upward, until obviously we get late in the day and we hit 4,000 again, and some selling's going to come in anyway, because that's a really round number, and it just makes sense that we had some selling. So this was when, okay, you could actually get into the put here and see how far that's going to go. All that really meant is that we're going to S curve again. There was we got right back into 4,000. I was actually really surprised. I thought we'd S curve, we'd push back up, this being a hammer right here, inverted hammer. I thought, oh, we're going to push back down, we're going to have some selling come in. Nope, bulls are really strong and ran this thing right back up, and nearly closed, pretty close to 4,000, but really close to it anyway, not at it or above it. But the bulls are here, and so looking for staying bullish, staying in that direction, looking for those setups, looking for, okay, where can you get in that consolidation? There were some false 10 EMA setups, like here's a really small bear candle and then here's a bull candle right after it. But if you're looking for, okay, what's the best opportunity, that saying to buy above that, like a breakout of just that one candle, you're really looking to get in, like, what would this have been? Probably 1.6, no, 1.75 by 0.75. And technically that actually would have worked. The lows are here at 0.8. So as long as your stop was far enough away, this was just so small right through here, so sideways, it makes sense that we pulled back a little bit more. Usually when you have a big candle, look for retracement midway into that candle. And we had it on the bear candle, we retraced here right about midway back into it. On the bull candle here, retraced about halfway back into it. So that works on other time frames as well. And so that was just a really good opportunity, really good location to be looking for that kind of a pullback. And you really could have been buying this one even at $1, stop at 0, so absolute 0, just after 11:30, and you got hours and hours till the end of the day to only lose that R. And there's opportunities then obviously to flip that out for a really nice gain. So hope this helps. This is Justin. Thanks.